Thank you for joining me once again on the Social Protection Plaza, and my name is Gloria as usual, and today I wanted us to explore, what every Ugandan should know about social safety nets. You know, social safety nets are really non-contributory interventions that target the poor or vulnerable. And these can be undertaken by the government, they can be undertaken by international organizations, or non-government organizations. And that is really what kind of differentiates them from the different interventions is because you as a beneficiary, you as a people who is actually being targeted for these interventions, you don't need to put in anything. You don't need to put in any kind of maybe money or anything. So you just receive. So they are non-contributory, and when you look at social safety nets, you're looking at things that help people not to fall into poverty. And as the times are right now, we've all been at risk of falling into poverty. People have lost jobs. People have lost all their sources of incomes. So governments actually all over the world have been coming up with what we're calling social safety nets, interventions to ensure that the people do not fall deeper into poverty or fall into poverty. So that is really what social safety nets are about. So social safety nets, like I've indicated, they're interventions, they're non-contributory, and these can be in the form of cash transfers, these can be in the form of school support programs, these can be in the form of social pensions, and a lot of, so you're looking at something that the state or non-governmental interventions are coming up with to help people who are poor and who are vulnerable. And quite important for this period, the COVID-19 pandemic that has put us into, these have become very, very important. They have become very, very significant. And we're seeing a lot of governments, a lot of countries coming up with interventions to ensure that their populations are not thrown or are not thrown deeper into poverty or are not thrown into poverty at all. So that is what you call social safety nets. And looking at the fact that most countries actually locked down their populations, they were in total lockdowns, social safety nets became very, very paramount because that is when you would, governments would ensure that their people are able to have something to eat, they're able to pay off bills like rent, they're able to access the essential needs. So when we're talking about social safety nets, you're looking at non-contributory interventions that target poor and vulnerable populations. And specifically for the case of Uganda, we've actually seen government come up with a number of interventions. For instance, the food that was being given out to the people, especially in urban areas. Yes, it could have received a lot of feedback that was both positive and negative, but the issue was government trying to respond to a crisis. We also have had government is undertaking the Senior Citizens Grant, whereby older persons are given 25,000 shillings a month, and this is now being rolled out nationally. We also have what you call the cash for work interventions. So all those are non-contributory interventions, but also they are interventions that target people that are poor, people that are vulnerable. So that is really what you would need to know about social safety nets. So in our next episode, we will be exploring these specific interventions in detail so that you can understand what is going on and what should be happening in these times. Thank you so much, and join me for the next chat.